lecture we are going to discuss about the carbon steel. So this is a very important topic even for the examination point of view. So first talk about the plain carbon steel. So what is plain carbon steel? So plain carbon steel is a steel in which carbon is the main alloying element and the other element like manganese, silicon, sulfur, phosphorus are present only in small amount. So again it is an alloy of carbon and some alloying elements, and carbon is the main alloying element. So it does not contain a significant quantity of alloying elements such as chromium, nickel and molybdenum. So the idea is that there are a certain alloying elements like magnesium, silicon, sulfur and phosphorus, and there are certain elements which are not present in significant amount. These are like chromium, nickel and molybdenum. So when we see the percentage of composition of plain carbon steel, we found that the percentage of carbon varies from 0.05 to 1.5%. Now the thing which here is to note is that the carbon percentage is up to 1.5% in case of carbon steel, whereas in case of cast iron it varies from 2 to 4%. So that is the main difference between a cast iron and carbon steel. So here the carbon percentage is 0.05% to 1.5%. Other alloying elements are manganese, silicon, sulfur, phosphorus. These are in different proportions. Manganese in 0.25 to 0.9%, and silicon is up to 0.4%. Then sulfur is up to 0.05%, and phosphorus is again 0.05%, and rest amount is of iron. So these are the just alloying element and composition of plain carbon steel. Now plain carbon steel is divided into three categories. Number one is low carbon steel, number two is medium carbon steel, and third one is high carbon steel. Now we are interested to understand what is the composition of low carbon, medium carbon and high carbon steel. What are the properties of low carbon, medium carbon and high carbon steel, and what are the uses of low carbon, medium carbon and high carbon steel. So plain carbon steel is divided into three categories. The first category comes in low carbon steel. When we are talking about a low carbon steel, the percentage of carbon content vary from 0.05% to 0.3%. The overall in plain carbon steel, we know that the carbon percentage is 0.05 to 1.5%. Now these four carbon percentages divided into three categories. The first category is of low carbon steel, where the carbon percentage is up to 0.3%. And what are the properties of low carbon steel? It is also known as mild steel. It is soft and ductile. Why it is soft and ductile? Because of low percentage of carbon. Then it is easily welded and machined. It is having a low strength. It cannot be hardened by heat treatment. We can't harden it with the help of heat treatment processes like hardening, tempering, etc. Now what are the uses of low carbon steel? It is used in structural sections, it is used in automobile body panels, it is used in pipes and tubes, it is used in sheet wires, nails, bolts and screws, and many household applications are also, household materials are also made from low carbon steel. Now next is medium carbon steel. So when we have talked about the low carbon steel, the percentage of carbon is up to 0.3%. But in case of medium carbon steel, the percentage of carbon is from 0.3 to 0.6%. And the properties of medium carbon steel is here it comes medium carbon steel. So the properties of medium carbon steel is it has a high strength than the mild steel, because the carbon percentage is little bit higher as compared to a low carbon steel. It is less ductile, it cannot be hardened and tempered, and it also has a good wear resistance. So here the word is medium carbon. Then again it has some uses. When we talk about the uses of medium carbon steel, because of high strength as compared to low carbon steel, it is used in mechanical component, automobile component like shaft, axle and gears. Even railway tracks and wheels are made up of medium carbon steel. Crankshaft and other machine parts are also contributing significantly. They are made up of medium carbon steel. Then comes to the high carbon steel. So when it comes to a high carbon steel, the carbon content varies from 0.6 to 1.5%. Now, earlier it was in low carbon steel up to 0.3%. In medium carbon steel, it is from 0.3 to 0.6%. And in high carbon, the carbon content is from 0.6 to 1.5%. So, what are the properties? With the increase in carbon percentage or carbon content, it becomes more hard and strong. It has high wear resistance. It has a good ductility. It can be hardened and tempered. It is difficult to weld because presence of more carbon. Now, what are the uses of high carbon steel? It is used in cutting tools. It is used in springs, dies and punches, knives and blades, and high strength wires are made up of high carbon steel. So basically, the plain carbon steel is the main steel. It is further divided into three steels. One is low carbon steel, medium carbon steel and high carbon steel, and all steels are different from each other on the basis of percentage of carbon content. So this is the basically summary of this lecture. So carbon percentage in case of low carbon steel it is 0.05 to 0.3, and in case of medium carbon it is 0.3 to 0.6, and in case of high carbon it is 0.6 to 1.5. If we talk about the main properties, low carbon steel is ductile and soft, medium carbon steel is strong and hardenable, and it is very hard and wear resistance, having a good wear resistance. And common uses, it is used in structural work and pipes. It is used in rail component like gears, shafts, and rails. It is used in tools, springs, etc. So that's all for today's lecture. Thank you.